Hi guys, we're back again for the second time today, and this is the FPL team selection for game week 12. We just got off a stream where we did the transfer tips video, so if you did miss that one out, do watch it after the stream. But yeah, this is the team selection video, and we thought we'd put it out because, as we know, there is a deadline tomorrow at 6 p.m. So we have to quickly do this for you guys. But yeah, let's talk about game week 12 and how we're lining up, transfers, captain picks, all that good stuff. And yeah, but before we do get into it, I am going to bring up our game week 11 scores, quickly run through our game week 11, and then move on to game week 12. So very quickly, let's bring up our teams. So as you guys can see, game week 11 was quite a nice week for me. I did get a green arrow by about 600k, so I was very, very happy. Finally, after ages, it felt like to get a green arrow. So just running through what happened. I had Guaita in goal, who got me 11 points. It was very nice to see. I had a back three of Cancelo, Doherty, and Shaw. Shaw did get me nice bonus points on top, so he did end up with 8 points, which I was happy to see. Not as nice in midfield. It wasn't as good. Barnes blanked, Maddison blanked. Salah did get the goal, paying off my faith in keeping Salah. So he did get a goal in that 1-0 win against Man City. Zaha blanked, and then Andreas got assist for 5 points. Up front, Haaland, first blank of the season. So the captain pick didn't pay off. And then Mitrovic, to top it off, he did get a goal in that start against, I think they played Bournemouth, didn't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, very quickly, 59 points. It was a brilliant week for me in that sense that it was nice to get a green arrow again after 2 consecutive red arrows. So I am now up to 1.2 million current rank. 59 points is a decent score. I was very happy to actually get that, because I did expect me to maybe not get as many points this week, but Shaw and Salah did help, and obviously Guaita getting a double-digit return, which was nice to see. But yeah, that is the team for game week 11. And yeah, let's move on to your team. Just talk us through, Jordan, how you done in game week 11. And yeah, let's bring it up.
Okay, so here's my team. We'll start off with the goalkeeper, Raya, who got a nice 10-point haul. I feel like goalkeepers in game week 11 did really well. If you did have those who did get a massive haul like Raya. Moving on to the defence, quite surprised that Trippier got a clean sheet with the 6 points against Man United. I was determined that was not going to be the case, but it was nice to have a nice clean sheet for Newcastle there. Obviously, Cancelo with 2 pointers made the mistake in that Liverpool game, which cost Man City the game and the clean sheet. Anderson with the 5 points. Leicester finished 0-0 against Crystal Palace. So, yeah, another nice clean sheet there. In the midfield was a bit lacking. Zaha was only getting 3 points. Martinelli same there. Maddison annoyingly getting the yellow card, which led to his suspension, and 2 points there with him. And the only success in the midfield was Salah, who did get a goal against Man City, of course, and got a nice 8-pointer. So it was nice to see him return back to the Premier League with some points finally after holding him for so long. Moving on to the forward line, we've got Mitrovic, who scored a penalty against Bournemouth and got a nice 7-pointer. Haaland, the first blank of the season, which was a surprise to many. 4 points there with the captaincy over him. And this is a player I probably wished I captained, but Ivan Toney, who got 2 goals against Brighton and got the bonus 3, which led to him getting 12 points, and would have been a nice captain pick this week if I was to go for him. On the team bench, we got Ward, who got 6 points. Andreas got 6, and Nico Williams, who got 2 points. And obviously Fofana didn't play because he is out injured, so he got 0. And it was a nice green arrow from, I think, 1.2 million to 739k. So yeah, a massive green arrow and 62 points for game week 11. So it was a really nice, successful green arrow game week for me as well.
Okay, so green arrows for both of us, so that's nice to see there. And it is, yeah, into the top 1 million again, so that's good as well. But yeah, guys, those are our Game Week 11 scores and how we did. We are now going to move on to Game Week 12 and our transfers for Game Week 12. So let's bring up my team and how we're looking like ahead of Game Week 12. So on the screen, as you guys can see, I'll just quickly read through my team. So I've got Guaita in goal, who's got a decent fixture against Wolves at home. I've got a back four of Reece James, Fabian Schär, Gurhi, and Doherty. And I've got a midfield four currently of Barnes, who has Leeds at home as well, which is a decent fixture for him. Salah has West Ham at home. Zaha has Wolves at home, and Andreas has Villa at home. Sorry, I didn't mention the fixtures for the defenders. So obviously Schär's got Everton at home, Gurhi's got Wolves at home, and Doherty has a Man United fixture away from home. So yeah, we'll come on to what my plans are with the defense, because obviously Reece James is injured. And then up front, I actually have Mitrovic and Greenwood. And obviously Greenwood is a non-playing player for Leeds, so I basically have he's not going to play, so that's my upfront options. And on the bench, I've got Ward, I've got Maddison, who is suspended due to a yellow card that he picked up in the last minute. I've got Cancelo, who blanks, and Haaland, who blanks. So that is the current predicament I'm in for Game Week 12. A lot of things to sort out. Maddison potentially to sort out with the yellow card, James to probably sort out as well. So the current state of play is I have 2.9 million in the bank. I also have 2 free transfers. Now, I can easily get to 11 playing players because I have 2 free transfers. So, for example, I could take James out, bring in a defender, and I can take out, Greenwood or even Maddison. Sorry, take out Maddison, bring in another midfielder, and I will have 11 playing players. But I actually have decided against doing that, and my plan is to do 1 free transfer. So I've got 2, but currently I'm only considering using 1 and saving another one and going into Game Week 13 with 2 free transfers. So let me show you guys what my plan is. So I plan to use 1 free transfer, and that is to take Reece James out. So let's remove Reece James. And there's a lot of defenders I can bring in. So, ones I'll probably want. So Trippier is one I'm looking at, definitely. Kieran Trippier for that fixture against Everton at home. And I'm also actually looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold. Annoyingly, I took him out. I should have, obviously I didn't know because Klopp came out and said Trent's going to be out for a long time, but he's back very quickly. So those are the 2 defenders I'm actually thinking about going with. Taking James out, getting Trippier in, or Trent. But in this moment of time, I am siding towards bringing in Kieran Trippier for now. So, and that would be 1 free transfer, and that would allow me to have 2 free transfers going into Game Week 13, which I know I would want because I want Foden, I want Saka, and I want Martinelli in Game Week 13. So that is a current plan, to save that free transfer and then play with only 10 playing players, because I think a lot of managers are in the same boat as me, where they'll only be able to take out, 10 playing players. A lot of managers won't be able to play 11. And even if they do play 11, it will be players like Nico and, those type of 4.5 million players. So that is my current thinking, guys. And that will also leave me with 2.6 million in the bank. So next week, I can do Barnes to Martinelli. I could do Zaha to Foden. And I could even do Maddison to Saka. And that's very aggressive play, bringing all 3, which I really like the look of. But that's my current thinking, to just play 1 transfer and go with 10 playing players. So that would leave me with Guaita in goal against Wolves. Obviously, it will give me a double defense of Trippier and Fabian Schär against Everton, which looks like a nice fixture for a clean sheet. And then Doherty against United should be okay. Hopefully, he can get an attack in return in that one. And then midfield, I'm happy to go with the midfield. Obviously, I'm happy I've got Barnes, a bit of a differential as well, against Leeds, which I think is a good fixture because Barnes has a very, very nice record, a personal record against Leeds. Salah is my captain for sure. I don't see me moving that to anyone else. Against West Ham, I'm quite happy to go Salah. And then, yeah, that is my team currently for Game Week 12. So do let me know what you guys think of my team. Do you think I should use my transfer and take Maddison out and bring in a Trossard potentially? I have contemplated taking Maddison for Trossard and then playing 11 players. But because I know Trossard has Man City in game week 13, I'd probably want to hold off because I don't want to take him back out and use another transfer him. So that's the thinking. So I'm probably going to play with 10 playing players. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. So yeah, Jordan, that is my current plan. Let's move on to your team and your transfer plans, and then we'll dissect and give our opinions on both our teams. So
Okay.
there you go. That's your team on the screen. Let's talk us through and what your plans are.
Okay, so let's begin with obviously the goalkeeper Raya, who's got Chelsea at home. I could potentially swap Raya for Ward if I really wanted to, because Ward does have the better fixture against Leeds home, but I think I'll just stick with Raya. I know Chelsea is a hard fixture for Brentford, but he might get save points in that game and maybe a clean sheet, who knows. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We've got the back four at the moment. So Fofana, he's got Brentford away, who's definitely not playing in that game because he is out injured for a few weeks. Trippier, who's got Everton at home. Anderson has got Wolves at home, which is a good fixture for Crystal Palace, especially at the moment when Wolves are struggling for wins and goals. So I think there's a clean sheet in there for Crystal Palace. Nico Williams, who's got Brighton away. It's kind of a slight worry that because of Maddison's suspension, I've still got Nico Williams in my team, who doesn't look like he's going to do well against Brighton, especially away game. It kind of feels like I'm playing with 9 men just for having Nico Williams in my team, but I am kind of forced to play him for the moment, so he's in my back 4 line. So that's basically the defence pretty much talked about. We'll talk about the midfield now. So we've got Zaha, who's got Wolves at home. So that's quite a good fixture for him, especially with Crystal Palace not doing so well against Leicester. I do expect them to pick it up against Wolves in the home fixture. So it should be very nice for Zaha to pick up a couple of points in that game. Next, we've got Andreas, who's got Aston Villa at home. We all know Aston Villa have been struggling so far with not quite getting wins and struggling for points, and a bit of a relegation battle for them at the bottom of the table. So also Andreas, he's a decent player to have. I mean, we pretty much have him in our teams because he's probably the cheapest 4.5 nailed midfield option to go for. So yeah, he's in my start 11. Who knows what he might get in that game. Next, we got Maddison. Obviously, he is suspended, so he won't be featuring in the Leeds at home fixture, which would have been very nice for him to, if he didn't pick up that last second yellow card, which has now led to his suspension. And finally, my midfielder to top it off is Salah, who's got West Ham at home. Impressive performance against Man City in the last game. So I did decide in that game, depending on where Salah played, if he will be my captain this week or not. And obviously, the way he played against Man City, it did convince me. So he has got the captain armband over him. In the front line, I am playing 2 up front with Tony, who's got Chelsea at home. It could be a difficult fixture for Tony, but we'll see what happens. Coming off of a 2-goal return from Brighton game, which did surprise some people at that result. And Mitrovic, who's got Aston Villa at home, which looks like a really nice fixture for him, especially coming back from his foot injury that he sustained in the international game against Serbia. So it's nice to see Mitrovic back, especially back in form for scoring a penalty against Bournemouth in the last game that he had. So yeah, all in all, that is my starting 11. Obviously on my bench, I have Ward, who's got Leeds at home, if I want to play him instead of Raya. Obviously, Martinelli, Haaland, and Cancelo are blanking in game week 12 because they have no fixture. So that's pretty much all my team. I will now discuss my transfer plans because, as you can see, there is one or two issues that I need to address. So the first issue, which is probably the priority, is removing either Maddison or Fofana. So I think this is an easy transfer. It is focused on Maddison removal. So I was thinking of obviously taking out Maddison. So there he goes. He's disappeared. off the screen. And that leads me to a few options because I do have a bit of money to spare because of Maddison and the money I invested in him. So I could pretty much get anyone around the 8 million mark. But I am going a bit cheaper. And because of the fixture that this player has, he's probably the best fixture of this Game Week 12. And the player that I'm bringing in for Maddison is, as you probably guessed, is Trossard as the very popular pick for the Maddison swap, who's got Nottingham Forest at home, who we know have struggled so far in the Premier League, not really getting anywhere in the table. They're rock bottom. I think they've only got one win this season, and they're not looking too great. And on the other hand, you've got Brighton, who Trossard is the main goal scorer for Brighton at the moment with 5 goals and 2 assists. So he does look like the popular favourite this week, and potentially a popular favourite for a captaincy pick just because of his fixture that he has. So that is my one free transfer that I'll be making this week. So I won't be making an additional one because I only have one free transfer. I kind of wish I had 2 so that I could deal with the Fofana issue. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to play with 10 this week in Game Week 12 just because of Maddison's suspension. It has caused problems, but I don't mind playing a starting 10 just because mostly everyone else will be in a similar situation to me, so it's not a massive deal. I'll say the worst thing is Nico Williams in my team, because that effectively makes it a starting 9 because I don't expect anything like a clean sheet or a return from Nico Williams in that Brighton fixture. So there is a bit of doubt there where I could have potentially done a -4, but I'm not going to risk it this week just because it might not be worth it, depending on who I bring in. So yeah, that is my transfer plans. Basically Maddison to Trossard, and I have got spare money in my bank, 3 million, just for set out for Game Week 13, where I would want to bring in potentially Arsenal or Man City players.
Okay, so yeah, that sounds pretty good. Trossard in for Maddison. We did say in our transfer tips video as well that Trossard is a buy just because of that fixture against Nottingham Forest. It looks very, very good on paper, and Trossard has been performing very strong this season. But yeah, I like the plans. Obviously, that leaves you with 3 million as well to be flexible next week when you can do. Obviously, you can do Trossard back up to Saka or Foden. You can do even Zaha Zaha up to Saka. So yeah, it looks good, and I definitely think Trossard can get something in against that Nottingham Forest fixture. But yeah, those are the teams, guys. So that is Jordan's Game Week 12 team on the screen, and then for those have just joined, I'll bring up my team. So yeah, as you see on the screen, that will be my team for Game Week 12. We are going to read a few comments out as well and some questions. But I just want to say, guys, if you have just joined the stream and if you are enjoying the content, please do drop a like. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the FPL Duo YouTube channel. Yeah, let's take some comments, Jordan.
Yep.
Krogsberg says, "Hi guys, I took a -4 for Luca Dean to Gurhi and Jesus to Solanke, considering captain either Son or Mitro." I'll let you take that. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm a bit interested in the move from Jesus to Solanke, just because of Jesus is 1 yellow card away from suspension, which I kind of see why you'd want to transfer him out because people are in doubt of having Jesus. So, and Solanke is a differential to look out for in Game Week 12, which looks like a decent fixture for Bournemouth and for him as well, as he did score against Fulham. So yeah, I do like that move. It's quite a nice move you did there. The other transfer, Luca Dean to Guerhi, that's again another great move. Crystal Palace against Wolves. You can almost guarantee yourself a clean sheet in that game. So yeah, I do like the moves for -4. It's not a bad move because that Crystal Palace game looks like a definite clean sheet. So you basically make up your points for the -4 from that. So you're considering captain either Son or Mitro. I'd probably go for Mitro just because of his form is a bit more better than Son's form has been in previous games.
Okay, fair enough. Fatality says, "Hey guys, double stream." Yep, double stream today because obviously the fixtures turn around. What do you think of Sinistero for Madison? Good fixtures, 12 and 13. In my opinion, I still think Trossard is the one I'd go for, even though I know Trossard has a tough fixture in 13. But I'm just looking at Sinistero's fixture. So Sinistero plays Leicester away, which could be a good game, if I'm honest. And then in game week 13, Leeds have Fulham as well. So I don't hate the move, but the problem with Sinistera is he might stop me from getting in a Saka, a Foden, a Martinelli in game week 13. And I know from game week 13, I'll definitely want 2 Arsenal midfielders. So if you don't have that in your mind, if you don't want Arsenal and Man City, then I think Sinistera isn't the worst option in the world. Could be a spicy differential. So I don't think it's a bad move or anything like that. Madison price drop tonight. Yep, Jordan, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, in our last video, transfer tips video, we did mention Madison's price will drop tonight.
Yeah, it looks that way. I know it. I took a -8 going double Brighton. Interesting. Adam says, "Finding this season, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I make moves, it makes my team worse. If I play it with 8 men, and if I plan for blanks and try differentials, it also is brutal." Yeah, a lot of us had a bit of a indifferent start, should we say? But hopefully we can start improving again and moving up the ranks again. Chelsea players have been a plague. I still am debating Madison to mount for a -4. Madison could be a good shout though.
I'm not even going to go there. I've had 2 Chelsea players, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. Sherwin says the Nottingham Forest fixture looks too good to turn down for Trossard. Yep, between Jordan agrees there.
Oh yes, definitely.
We've got Abhishek. Welcome to the channel. I think that Jack Harrison is not being talked about enough as a Madison replacement. Apparently, stats show that both Leicester and Fulham concede a huge amount of chances down their right. Yeah, that's fair shout. It could be because obviously Leicester and Fulham, or especially Leicester, they haven't been great defensively. So you could target Leicester as a team potentially, but they did keep a clean sheet in the last game week against Palace. But yeah, could be a decent shout. If or, as we mentioned, Sinistera, maybe we are underlooking Leeds. No, sorry, not that one. FPL Boo Boo, Doherty will start. So regarding Doherty, obviously he's in my team for game week 12. I bought him in for game week 11. He did get me the clean sheet in that fixture against, who did they play in game week 11? Spurs.
Let me just Everton.
Yeah, Everton 2-0. So he did get me the clean sheet points. But with Doherty, the reason why I think he will start is because Conte was actually praising him a lot in that post-match game. I think he came out after that game and he said, "That's the Doherty I know. That's the Doherty of last season." So he's bigged him up, Conte. So I'm hoping he starts against Man United. Obviously, doesn't mean anything, but he's been very... he said some nice words about Doherty after the match and bigged him up. So I'm hoping that he does start against that Man United fixture. So it could be one to watch out on anyway. It's a punt I took. I knew the risk of going Doherty, but I'm hoping he keeps his place. But he was decent against Everton. And I think this one's for you, Jordan. So you're not taking Fofana out till game week 13, it seems.
Oh yeah, let me just go back to my team. Yeah, because of the way I only have one free transfer, which I've made to Madison to Trossard. I'm not willing to take a -4 to take Fofana out. So I don't know if I'll take him out in game week 13. I might just keep him in because obviously Martinelli, Haaland, Cancelo, those Man City and Arsenal players come back. So Fofana is pretty much a third player bench option, which I won't need to really prioritize. It's only because it's game week 12 of the blank where I can't do much about Fofana just because I only want to have one free transfer and I've focused out on Madison just because Trossard has a good fixture this week.
Yeah, we will come on to I will make you do the FPL, when we go and plan the transfers. So I want to see what your plans are for from now until game week 16. We'll bring up FPL.team and plan our transfers and do a bit of tinkering if you guys like. So yeah, I'll read a few comments out, Jordan, and then I wanted to bring up FPL.team so we could tinker with your team and just see what your plans are. Damian Mason says, who would you guys pick as captain? Kane, Mitrovic, or Trossard? See, Mitrovic, he has a nice fixture against Aston Villa. Trossard obviously has a nice fixture against Nottingham Forest. Kane has Manchester United. I would still side towards Kane. I don't know why. And now, obviously, it comes down to whether you trust in this Man United team. But I just think Kane can still get something against Man United. I may be wrong. I know he's on penalties as well, which we see Kane. And penalties are such a big factor in FPL when you do have penalty takers in your team. I like Kane. I think he could get something, but if you want the fixture on paper, it looks like you gotta go Trossard. Do you want to answer that one, Jordan, as well?
Yeah, I'd probably pick Trossard because out of the three, Trossard is the less owned player as well. So for a captain pick that's low owned, that's going to be a huge green arrow if Trossard does well and outperforms Mitrovic and Harry Kane in game week 12. They all have great fixtures. It just depends on who's going to come on top. But if I had to pick the three, I would probably pick Trossard as well, just because of the form he's on and the fixture that he has. They're both perfect. So I'd be very surprised if Trossard doesn't get anything in that Nottingham Forest game.
Yeah, Trossard definitely looks like the best fixture on paper. I was just looking at, obviously, the Manchester United Tottenham game. It is an away game for Tottenham. So maybe Kane at Old Trafford, you might put you off a bit, but don't know. We'll wait and see. Elliot says, hey lads, back again. Yep, back again for another one. Double stream today. And if you do appreciate that and for all the effort we're putting in, please do drop a like, guys. That's all we ask for. Fatality, hope Perisic plays right wing now that Kulusevski and Richarlison out could be great. Yeah, Perisic could play for sure. Maddison to Trossard, books in a transfer game week 13. Not feeling it. Leeds midfielder, a better shout in my opinion. This is the scenario where it was in my head actually, because the reason I haven't done Maddison to Trossard, I can do this transfer for free, but the reason is I'd want to take Trossard out again for a Foden. So that was the only worry. I don't like booking that transfer in. Obviously Jordan's gone for it. I don't think it's a bad move, because if Trossard scores 2 goals or even a goal and an assist, it's worth it to take him back out for the -4. So ideally, if you are bringing Trossard in, you need him to get more than 4 points. If Trossard gets more than 4 points, when you take him back out again, technically, it's worth it. If he gets 2 goals when he gets a haul, then which he definitely can. It is Nottingham Forest, so it's one of those plays that could pay off, definitely. But we will come on to your team, Jordan, and what your plans are. I want to see what your plans are for game week 13. Do you keep Trossard? Do you take him back out? And how does the rest of your team look? But in a sec, I'll let you load up FPL.team in a sec. Got no bench for blank game week 12. Should I take a -4 to ensure I filled 11? I'll say it depends. As you can see by my team on the screen, I'm only playing 10 playing players. And I think it depends on the quality of players. So if you've got Nico and Harrison Reed, etc. starting, then maybe, sorry, not Harrison Reed, Decordova Reed, the Fulham player. It depends on the quality of player you have playing. If you have the big hitters, if you've got Salah, if you've got Newcastle, you've got one Spurs, you've got a Barnes potentially, Zaha. A lot of people have Zaha. You could be fine playing 10. A lot of managers will be playing with 10 playing players. I believe there's not going to be many with 11, and even if they do play 11, they're going to have a lot of bench fodder players, that we mentioned, the Nikos of this world, etc. All right, before we read any more comments out, actually, Jordan, can you bring up your team on FPL.team? And I want to do some tinkering and see what you look like in game week 13, 14, 15, and 16. And just plan it out for me. And I want to see, because I did one, obviously, and maybe I'll do it again, actually, because I have actually changed my thought process regarding my transfers. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's no
I
problem.
see Adam's comment regarding Nunes. I will come on to it. I did think of Nunes, but I'll explain after. I'll let Jordan go with your team first. And also, obviously, guys, got to mention as always. If you can, please drop a like and share the video as well on your socials if you can. We're trying to get to 600 subs, I believe. How's it going, Jordan? You
Yeah,
got your
I'm
team
just
up?
all ready to go. I'll just bring it up now.
All right, let's bring it up.
And here it is.
Okay, so you've done, just looking at your team, you've bought Trossard in for Madison, and then that leaves
Yep.
you with 3 million in the bank.
Yep.
How do you look for 13? Sorry.
So yeah, for 13, obviously with all the Arsenal players and Man City players back, obviously
Yeah,
I'll bring Cancelo back on
yeah,
for
just bring him back on.
yeah, and then
Just bring him back all in. So Cancelo comes in, Haaland comes in, Martinelli comes in. You also have one free transfer this week.
yeah.
And what's your move?
So my move probable for this week is obviously this is pretty weird, but I'm gonna take Trossard out again, obviously because he has Man City,
Mhm.
and then bring in Saka,
Nice.
which it still leaves me with 2 million. So I've only spent 1 million from that 3 million I had when I had Trossard in. So yeah, I've got Martinelli and Saka. So double Arsenal going into game week 13 with Southampton away, which is a great fixture for Arsenal, and their fixtures long term are really good as well. Double Man City, but with one transfer for game week 13, that is my move that I'll be doing.
Okay, how do you look? So that's 13. How do you look for
Yep.
14?
So if we click on 14 now,
And
this is how it
the team
looks.
looks pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, the
What would you
predicted points is really high.
what would your move be if you was to make a move this week? Would you get in another City player? Because obviously I only see you've got 2 City. Would you be tempted now to maybe bring in a Foden or like someone like that? Which you can.
I'd probably be tempted to hold the transfer for this week because I don't think my team. I know triple Man City and maybe triple Arsenal that's really good, but
Yeah.
because of the fixtures that the teams and the players have this week, not this week, but in game week 13, it just looks great. I mean, the predicted points is 64, so it's really high. I don't think I'd be tempted to take out anyone if I'm honest.
All right, let's assume you roll. Let's
Yeah.
roll into game week. Was it 15?
Yeah, 15.
15.
So
Okay.
let's say I roll and I got 2 free transfers obviously this week.
Yeah.
Depending
And
on what happens to Jesus, because obviously Mitrovic has Man City, I might be tempted to take out Mitrovic
but then
and bring.
that's the week Arsenal play Chelsea. And do you
That's
want
true.
triple Arsenal against Chelsea? Probably not.
No, probably not. So that does leave a predicament because
But you do have 2 free transfers,
yeah.
assuming
So
everything. Obviously, there's no other injuries. So
yeah,
you could definitely attack this game week 15 and use both your transfers. So obviously 16, you'll have to use it by then because that's the last game week. So I think it's better off you just use both your transfers and go aggressive. Maybe take out Mitrovic for a Skamaka or a Man United striker. Let's say Martial is back fit, for example. Let's put
yeah,
Martial in. I don't know who you're wanting to go to, but Martial does have some nice fixtures, I believe, in game week 15 and 16. So he's got Villa away. You could bring a Man United forward in if, obviously, this is just an if. We don't know
yeah,
where the teams are going to be at this time. And in the second transfer, you could take out Saka or Martinelli depending on how they're playing at this time. Obviously, Chelsea could be a tough fixture for them. The team looks pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. I mean, I could. I don't know if I want to take Salah out because depending on what he's like as well, because he has Tottenham away.
Yep.
Could potentially take him out for maybe Kevin De Bruyne or
Oh,
Foden.
that's a shout. You could do Salah to De Bruyne even,
Yeah,
and be aggressive and have triple City against Fulham at home.
yeah, because they do have Fulham at home, so that's a great
Let's put that.
fixture for him.
Let's
Let's
do that.
say,
Let's
yeah,
yeah.
put De Bruyne in for Salah. Let's say I do that. So that's 2 free transfers used if I wanted to bring Martial and De Bruyne in for game week 15.
And what
Which,
you saying for game week 16? Let's assume, obviously, moving on to game week 16, which is the last game week before we break up for the World Cup. You have one free transfer. Your team looks in good shape, very good shape.
yeah,
Obviously, Brentford potentially. You could take out Tony.
yeah, I think that's an easy move. Tony, apart from Trippier, he has the hardest fixture.
Yep.
So I'd probably move Tony. Who would I bring in though? Who has a nice fixture?
You could go
Uh,
Jesus, have triple against Wolves
yeah, I could go
for that,
Jesus. I got
for that last
enough,
week.
not enough money for him. Still 1.5 in the bank. Yeah, that works because I would
Yeah.
want to have triple Arsenal against Wolves definitely, and
And that
double
leaves you
Crystal
with
Palace.
triple City as well, with De Bruyne as well. That could be
Yeah,
Foden as well. But
yeah,
obviously, getting rid of Salah. Who does Salah have in that game week 16 fixture? You'll have to see as well. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. Nice plan.
yeah. That's probably what I would probably go for. As long as things go to plan, that could be the route I go for in terms of my future transfers and obviously how if players stay fit,
Yeah, of course.
suspensions and etc.
Hmm? I'm gonna read a few more comments out. So yeah, that was Jordan tinkering with his team to game week 16. If you guys do wanna, if you do want to do the same, the website is fpl.team. It's quite a nice website to help you plan your transfers. So yeah, recommend it. It's not a sponsored video, but I just like using that website. Um, Crosberg, I am keeping Madison because his fixture's okay until World Cup. I wouldn't keep Madison personally because I'd rather have Saka, Martinelli, Foden um, in that midfield slot, and he takes up a lot of money when I'd want players from other teams. But he's got some decent fixtures, I guess. Liverpool play Nottingham Forest in game week 13. Is Salah enough, or do we need double Liverpool? They have good fixtures until game week 16. I think with Liverpool, we'll wait and see how they play against West Ham. Was their form just a little? Did they just raise it for Man City, or are they now into the groove? We know Jota's injured. We know Luis Diaz is out for the World Cup until the World Cup. So Liverpool don't really have as many options. So that's why Nunes, it looks like, is going to play a lot. Nunes is one I haven't completely ruled out. I do think he's definitely in my thoughts. Whether I go there, I'll have to wait and see what happens against West Ham. But for sure, game week 13, Nunes, I haven't ruled him out. Mark says, thoughts on bringing in Salah, Solanke, and Van Dijk for Kane, Madison, James, Jordan? Would you do
Yeah,
that?
they seem like all good moves. Bringing Salah, obviously, a lot of people have brought him in this week. I think he's had over 300k transfers in just from that one goal against Man City. It seems to have convinced, obviously, people that he's back on form. He's in a better position in the pitch, and he has good fixtures coming up. So yeah,
Yeah.
I do definitely agree with that one. Also, Solanke is a great differential. He isn't highly owned. He's been on great
What's his
form.
what is his ownership? I'm just gonna check for you guys. Solanke. Solanke is one that's actually done quite well recently, hasn't he? He's popped
Yeah,
up with the goals and the assists.
yeah, 2 assists, and
Ownership's
then
only 3.7% still. Solanke, so very, very low. Don't hate it, but with Solanke's fixtures, I'm just trying to look at Solanke's fixtures. They do turn slightly, don't they? Though.
they do. Yes, I'd probably hold him until they do turn, obviously. But
So
for this moment in time, perfect for him.
yeah, Solanke's got Southampton this week at home. In game week 12 looks quite good. Then after he's got West Ham and Spurs, which aren't as good fixtures. So it depends whether you need the money. If you need the money, then I think he could be a decent pick. But don't expect too much, I'd say, in those Spurs and West Ham games. But we never know. Solanke is actually performing a lot better than many people gave him credit for. So fair play to him.
Yeah.
Sherwin says, like the stream, guys. Yeah, guys. There's 25 of, I think, of you watching in here. If you can drop a like, all of you, that would really help the channel out a lot, and it helps our videos be seen more regularly on YouTube. Adam says, I'm bringing in Trossard and captaining like you guys convinced me. I'm not bringing Trossard in, but nah, he's a good pick. What do you reckon, Jordan?
Yeah, he is a pretty obvious and easy pick. I mean, it is Nottingham Forest. We've seen the form of Nottingham Forest, and we've seen the form of Brighton. Trossard has scored 5 goals for them, and he's the highest goal scorer for the team. And they do score goals, Brighton, even if they haven't won a game. And they drew against Liverpool. They lost their last game to Brentford, but they still look good. Trossard could have easily scored in that Brentford game, but Raya was on form, and obviously Brentford's defence stepped up. So it was a bit of misfortune there, but I do see Trossard doing well against Nottingham Forest, who are struggling defensively. Attack and midfield, everything is just not going their way in the Premier League. They're still at rock bottom of the table with 1 win this season, I think, and 1 draw, and that's it. There's so much upside to bringing Trossard in.
There is, but the only reason I haven't gone for him, as I've said already, is that I'd want him back out straight after. And that is kind of stopping me, because I know I might potentially want other moves, other fires I need to take out in my team. But the way you've planned it out, it looks like you might be fine the way you've planned it out. I will tinker more. Obviously, I should do a tinker with my team and see how I look from now till Gameweek 16. But let me quickly show you my plan. Obviously, Jordan showed you what he's planning on doing till 16. I'm going to show you what I could do if I was to roll the move. So bear with me for a sec, guys, while I bring my team up. I'll do this very quickly. Yeah, there you go, guys. So this is a team for game week 12. So let's put Gurhi in for Haaland. Obviously, he doesn't have a fixture. Salah's captain. So I'll play with 10 playing players. Sorry, no, that's Cancelo goes on the bench for James. Yeah, let's say I'm taking James out and Trippier comes in. So that's my move I'm probably going to do. Could be Trent. I've not completely lost faith in Trent. So that's the team. That leaves me with 2 free transfers in game week 13. Now, this is where I'm planning on going quite aggressive in game week 13. So what my plan is, so obviously, let me just show you. Cancelo will come back in for probably bench Shah. Haaland will obviously come back in for Andreas. And because I have 2 free transfers this week, and I have a significant amount of money in the bank with 3.2 million, Barnes goes to Martinelli for his nice fixture against Southampton. Maddison goes to Saka, so it gives me the Arsenal double up. And then Zaha, who's got a good fixture against Everton, so I could hold him, but I'd be tempted to take that -4 to bring in Phil Foden. So I'll probably take a -4 in game week 13. And that would leave me with this team where I've got Cancelo, Doherty, Trippier, Gurhi, Martinelli, Salah, Foden, Saka, Haaland, and Mitrovic. So if I was to bring in Trossard, that's an extra transfer I'll have to use to take him out. So that was the only thinking behind ignoring Trossard. And then in game week 14, I will have a pretty nice team as well. Well, I could roll this week. I could play Fabian Schär instead of Gurhi. So I could just roll this week. But Liverpool play Leeds. So Mitrovic got Everton and Azores, which is a nice fixture for him. But I could get rid of Mitrovic early, maybe. Don't know, for a punt on someone like Darwin. But obviously, a lot will depend on how he's playing, if he is getting minutes. I could go double up Liverpool at home to Leeds, or I could just leave Mitrovic as well. So, yeah, the team's set up in that sense. I could also bring in another Arsenal player, especially a defender maybe, because Nottingham Forest looks like a good game for Arsenal. So I could bring, I could take out If Doherty's lost his place by then, I'd probably look to take him out, or even Fabian Schär, move him to a Saliba or someone like that, or Gabriel if after his suspension. But yeah, those are our moves. I'm not going to go too much into 15 and 16, but I'll have that. That's my thinking. Really, regards to Trossard, is he kind of stops me from being aggressive in game week 13 when I can bring in Saka, Martinelli, and Foden and have all three of them for game week 13 when a lot of managers probably won't be able to get to that straight away without taking a -8, for example. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm going to read a few more of your comments out, and then we'll probably look to wrap the stream up. Adam says, thank you for the insight, lads. Pleasure as always, man.
That's all right.
What happened to bringing in Nunes? I'm not completely against Nunes bringing him in. It's unlikely. I'm not going to bring him in this game week, I don't think. But I don't think he's a bad shout for 13 onwards, just because he is an XG magnet. Whenever he plays, he just causes chaos. And I think he could be worth a punt. It's just, I don't know if I would go there. Or not for this game week for sure, but he could be decent against Nottingham Forest because with the injuries Liverpool have. 360 on Nunes after his dread. Yesterday I thought he did okay, but he was just greedy when he came on. He could have passed it. It would have got a simple assist to Salah. And then obviously the shot, he fluffs the shot, but he's in those positions to get those chances. And that's what I like about him. Like, whether people think he's a good footballer or not, he does get a lot of chances. And for me, if he's going to play 90 minutes, and Nottingham Forest, as Jordan has mentioned, is a team we're probably going to target. He could be good in that fixture, but yeah, Nunes is definitely a polarizing player I see on FPL. Should I take a -8 for 11? Nah, I wouldn't take a -8.
Because most people are going to have a starting 10 this week in game week 12, so -8 is not necessary for a starting 11. Just because everyone's pretty much in the same boat with having 10 players in their team.
Animations, thank you for subscribing. He says, or they say, thoughts on Maddison and Emerson to Trossard and Trent for a -4. Thoughts on Maddison and Emerson to Trossard and Trent for a -4. Then next week, get Foden and Saka for Trossard and Zaha. See, this is the way the pickle I'm in. I don't want to bring a player in only to take him out next week. Obviously, that's what Jordan's doing. So I don't think it's a bad idea because I like the move. Whether -4, I don't know, because I'm assuming you're going to take another -4 next week to bring Foden and Saka in. So I wouldn't do it. So if you're taking a -8 there, maybe just do the one transfer. Maybe do what Jordan's done, Maddison to Trossard, and then next week do another. You'll have a free transfer.
Yeah, because I did speak about that with you, about thinking of taking a -4 to bring Saka in just to be early on the boat. But when you explained to me that it's better just wait until game week 13, because that's when obviously Arsenal play again because they blank in 12. It seems more sensible spreading it out with one free transfer to take out Trossard for Saka instead of bringing Saka in before game week 13. And
yeah, I think he means bringing Saka, Foden and Saka next week. So this week he'll do Trossard and Trent in, and then next week Foden and Saka, he'll bring them in next week.
I see.
But either way, you're taking a -4 this week, and then you'll be taking another -4 next week, which I don't really like. So I'll probably look to roll one of the transfers. What do you think about Firmino, captain? Firmino's probably he's been one of Liverpool's best attacking players this season. If you're feeling putty and you want to be a bit different, I don't think it's the worst idea in the world. I'm just gonna go Salah. But if you own Firmino, it could be tempting. It could be a big green arrow if he does get those returns. I'm thinking Firmino. He's more consistent than Nunes. It looks like both of them will probably start now because Jota's injury looks quite serious. Is it okay to do a free hit this week? Yeah, it could be, but I'd still look to save it if I'm honest. Jordan?
Trossard
face
is
from team.
essential. I know it. We're climbing the ranks by 600k. Hopefully, all sports fan Adam. Yeah, hopefully. It looks like a good fixture though for Trossard. I mean, it's hard to believe that he shouldn't get anything in that game. So, yeah, hopefully a good haul from Trossard.
Yeah. Hopefully for you guys. Obviously, now you guys are trying to maybe tempting me to bring him in if he's gonna do this well, but we'll see. We'll see. Also TH11, I brought in Iwobi. I think it is. So you think I have any hope benching him this week? Trossard has sorry, not why am I saying Trossard? Iwobi has Newcastle, which could be a tough game for them. So not sure about Everton. Not keen on Iwobi myself in terms of his fixtures. So interesting move that you've gone for.
Not a player that gets really points.
Yeah. Doesn't really score or get many assists, but yeah. Anyway, we are probably gonna wrap the video up here. Krosberg also said free hit. Oh no, we've read this one. What you guys' best free hit team? I mean, I wouldn't be taking a free anyway. If I was, I think obviously Trossard, you'd want him. You'd want a double Newcastle defense against Everton. Salah, I think you'd want him. Mitrovic. So yeah, I don't think people are in a scenario where you'd need to play that free hit. I mean, I'd be surprised if the only way I'd be taking a free hit is if I've got less than 6 players playing, and even then I'd be tempted to take a -4 and bring in another 2 players. So I'd avoid the free hit, but yeah, we would have done a free hit video, but obviously with the tight turnaround, getting these videos out, obviously double stream today, but we are back again for another stream actually tomorrow. And when are we back? 5 o'clock, aren't we? Yeah, 5 o'clock tomorrow for a 6 o'clock deadline tomorrow. So yeah, an hour we will be streaming for. So do join us tomorrow, guys, at 5 p.m. till 6 p.m. where we do the deadline stream and lock in our transfers and everything like that. And yeah, it should be a good one. So do tune in for that. And anything else? Adam says, thanks for the stream, bros. Best of luck for the game week. Take care and have a great evening. Yeah. Thank you for your support always, Adam. And yeah, same to you. Hopefully you had a good week as well. And yeah, have a great evening as well. Damien, cheers, guys. Do you think it's the best time to use a wild card? It depends on your team. It's very, very hard to say.
Yeah, it's down to your preference, but if we had to say when the best time to wildcard is at this moment in time, it's probably after Game Week 12, the blank.
Yeah.
Where in Game Week 13, obviously you can bring in triple Arsenal or triple Man City, preferably if you want to. Yeah,
I agree 100%. If you are wildcard, if you've still got your wildcard, next week is probably more sensible when you can bring in triple Arsenal and triple City, who not many people will be able to get to. So yeah, I think next week makes more sense if you still have your wildcard. But yeah, guys, that is it from us today. Just want to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone that has started watching our videos and all the new subscribers. It's been great. Thank you for all your support. As I've mentioned, back tomorrow for a deadline stream. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed the content. Anything else you'd like to add, Jordan, before we do wrap it up here?
Just thank you everyone for your feedback, your questions, and all your support for the channel. Obviously, you've been here many people have been here for a long time through our journey, and as we continue it, we appreciate everything that you guys do. And when you watch us, obviously in our streams, it's very much appreciated. And yeah, we hope to continue this for a very long time. And yeah, just thank you everyone for watching and supporting our channel.
Yeah, as always, guys, we're back. Many stream we have to do this week. So yeah, thank you for watching. And as always, take care. And hopefully you guys enjoy the football midweek. And that's it from us. So see you soon. Peace out.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.